Hello one and all, this is Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. This time around, MultiVersus for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. MultiVersus is a platform fighter that, depending on what mode you choose, could be 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2 in a free-for-all tag team affair, or a 4-way battle. A majority of the fights are 2 out of 3 falls, with players having the option of backing out after the first fall, no matter if they win or lose. The gameplay has a lot of elements from the Super Smash Bros. Gameplay that is very obvious from the onset, but the most interesting aspect isn't a collaboration of Nintendo or just specifically video game characters, but WB entities, be it Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, Batman, or my personal favorite, Garnet from the Steven Universe franchise. Now, each of these characters have different classes, be it a bruiser as is Garnet, or support class like Steven Universe, who is good for helping save that character, his teammate, or even himself from falling off the ledge and taking a ring out. There are also mage and ranged characters like Tom and Jerry that usually are good at setting up traps or hitting from a great distance. And then there's the wild assassins like Harley Quinn and Finn that are able to jump a lot higher and hit a lot faster. And then you have the tanks like Wonder Woman and Superman that of course are a little bit slower, not that much though, but hit incredibly hard and take a lot of damage. So depending on who you're playing with or who you're playing as will be detrimental to the success of the team or just yourself if you're playing by yourself. Now, some of the interesting aspects about the gameplay beyond the fact that once again it plays like Super Smash Bros. Every character has special abilities that is connected to not only a button but also direction. You can utilize these special abilities that do have a cooldown in midair, on the ground, going forward, or crouching. So there are a lot of opportunities and different ways to set up attacks. You can also charge your standard melee attack that is great if you time it properly to knock someone out of the ring, or off the stage, or pretty much into oblivion. Now, one of the biggest things that is different from Super Smash Bros. In terms of the presentation of the characters is the fact that with this being a free-to-play game, there is a leveling system, and with that leveling comes perks. So as you level up that character, you gain new perks and abilities that will increase the potential of you doing better in any type of free-for-all. Now, when it comes to this game, I was playing the open beta, and of course the first season now has been fully released, and that's why I'm talking about it now instead of doing an open beta review, since the game's open beta came out very close to the full release game. Some of the things that must be stated about the game when it comes to a full release in comparison to the free version is the fact that the characters are not all unlocked. The base characters are all locked besides a few that rotate throughout the week and allow for players to play that character. So for example, last week I was able to play with Garnet for free without having to utilize the in-game currency to unlock her, but this week with the full game release, she was locked. So the only way I could play with her without purchasing the full priced game was by utilizing the currency that I earned to unlock her. And that's one of the best things about when it comes to unlocking the characters. There's a lot of gold that is given out very quickly. You can play about 10 games or so and get enough to unlock any character that is a part of the main roster. But in terms of aesthetics, skins, icons, customization options for your profile, those are mostly connected to the actual currency that you utilize real money to buy. And that's probably the biggest knock on this game when it comes to aesthetics. If you say wanted the Batman animated series skin for your Batman character, that could cost you upwards of $20, which is absurd. $2, $5, sure. $20 for a skin is ridiculous, and that is one of the biggest knocks about this game. Thankfully, once again, those are only aesthetics. It has nothing to do with the perks, it has nothing to do with the gameplay, it has nothing to do with the overall technicalities and technical abilities of the game. While you can play offline, you can mostly play online, and that's where you get a lot of your gold, that's where you get a lot of your currency, that's where you get a lot of your points, and that's where you get a lot of the experience to progress your characters, specifically with the battle pass, which is a set of challenges that increases the availability of things like coins and different rewards. So you have the battle passes actually help alleviate some of that problem of grind when it comes to unlocking all of the characters. From an internet connectivity aspect, from a lag aspect, from a just genuine experience playing online, it has been exceptionally fun. Not only did I find games quickly, but I had no laggy fights, I had no disconnected fights. Every fight that I had, literally 100%, was buttery smooth. It was immaculate how great these games played online. Now that's just, once again, my own personal experience. The characters look great. The input delay is barely noticeable. Everything about this game from a technical aspect that I've experienced thus far, beyond a few, of course, nerfs and buffs that need to be associated with certain characters, specifically Bugs Bunny, as a lot of people who played this game know needed a big nerf. The gameplay feels good, the technicality is really well done, and overall it's a fantastic experience if you're just jumping in to play the game. Now, of course, with the later implementation of ranked mode, you will not be able to play with people that are similar to your level. The game does a pretty good job of matching you with players that are similar level to you, but depending on the time of day, you may be matched up against higher level players, and that's something that at this time you just can't help. But a majority of the time, it's very similar level skilled players playing together, which I greatly appreciate when it comes to just casual play. If you're into these type of games, if you're into the platform fighters very similar to Super Smash Bros., I think this is the greatest example of that type of game that isn't Super Smash Bros. In this generation, and maybe even in the generations past. It is an exceptionally fun game that I will definitely be keeping my eyes on, and more importantly, be playing for months to come. I suggest you definitely give it a download if you're into these type of games. Try it out, see if you enjoy it, and if you do, get the full game. Just get the full game, pay the $40, get the full game, and be happy and play around with any character that you want to play with. And then if you want to expand, of course, you got season passes and all that kind of stuff. So there you have it. This has been Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. MultiVersus for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Now if you don't mind, I'm going to go back, make sure my garnets perks are all updated, get into a game, smash some heads, charge some attacks, and make every opponent that comes in my way scream, "Oh Lordy!"